It's here! The Sephora Savings Event is finally live. I did luxury recommendations on my last video, so this is for Prestige Rex for winter dry skin. I'm starting off with Prep. This is the Glow Recipe Plump Hyaluronic Cream. Now this isn't as thick as my other winter moisturizers because it does have a whipped gel-like consistency, so it's more lightweight but it's still very nourishing. I love that this comes in a refillable jar, and it does usually come in sets, so you save on the set itself, and on top of that you get extra savings with your beauty tier discount. The next is the Kosas Airbrow Tinted Volumizing Eyebrow Gel. I have really stubborn eyebrow hairs, and if you're like me, this is not an extreme hold type of gel. However, I do enjoy wearing this in winter because it's usually a time that I need a lot of nourishment, and this has great hair care ingredients that makes it feel healthier. A favorite release from 2024 is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Detailer Waterproof Pencil. This has a teeny tiny 0.8 mm tip that has been designed to create clean, crisp lines. I suck doing eyebrows, but I kind of can make it work if I use pomade, powder, or brow gel to fill in the area, and then I use tiny, fine pencils like this one to create hair-like strokes for a realistic brow. You guys, the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette finally has a sister. This is the Moonlight version of the original Ethereal Eyes. I believe it was launched in 2022. He did a restock last year, and then there's a new version this year. Don't get me wrong, this is still very expensive, but I believe this is a great value for the excellent mattes and then the type of shimmers you get. Another very expensive palette that you do not need to get, but if you do, it's very, very worth it. This is the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 6. Every year she releases this palette full of beautiful, gorgeous colors and different finishes, different textures, but this year she has such an innovative design on the packaging where you can customize. I did a low, medium, and a high contrast version of the palettes here. 18 beautiful multi-use colors for the price. Next up is the Live Tinted Hueglow Highlighter Drops. I wouldn't describe this as a typical liquid highlighter because it does honestly feel more like a serum. It makes sense because it is squalene powered, so my preference of application would be kind of like an illuminator where I put it on the perimeters of my face. Every winter season, I'm always in love with the Glossier Futuredew Oil Serum Hybrid. I actually wouldn't recommend this to anyone except extreme dry girlies in wintertime because it's so nourishing to the point that it might be uncomfortable for some people. This has more of an oil-based formula, so just be careful with the bases you're using. One of my holy grails of all time, and this product just makes me so happy, is the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. This is in the shade Light Medium. This is quite a sheer formula, so this will give you the softest sculpt, but it's just like a glow from within type of sculpt, if you know what I mean. I'd love to see this translated into a skin tint version. The enhancer was my holy grail, but I'm just gonna quickly throw in the LYS cream bronzer if you want a more opaque and pigmented version of a cream bronzer. This is a super emollient formula, so it's perfect for the cold months, and it's affordable as well. I love sheer cheek products, so I'm definitely going with the Mario, but LYS is also great. The next few products are definitely cult classics. The first one is the Glossier Stretch Concealer, and I know everyone who has dry skin or prefers a luminous finish have been in love with this for a really long time. I think the hype is very well deserved. It has medium coverage, but it never dries you out even in sub-zero temperature, and for someone who has dry skin, you know that winter has some really rough dry patches. I didn't try this one for so long because I just couldn't believe the hype that it was getting in social media, but I understand now and I'm very sorry. This is the Kosas Revealer Concealer that is described to be a super creamy concealer with medium coverage. This is an excellent concealer for colder months if you have really dry skin, but I would just warn you that this is a clean formula and a lot of people have been complaining that this goes bad really fast. Another product that was getting way too much hype in social media, so I was a bit wary of trying it out, was the Saie Liquid Blush. And again, I'm very sorry for doubting the beauty space, but this is indeed a very beautiful liquid formula with a whipped mousse-like consistency. This is surprisingly very blendable for something so pigmented, I think definitely because of the texture. I think this is a very underrated product. This is the iconic London Precision Contour Dual Pot. And I do agree, the first formula is very malleable and quite sensory in that regard. The second is a powder formula, but it does feel very creamy, so I do agree with the powder cream matrix with that one. I also love that the medium shadow shade has a bit of warmth in it because I prefer a sun-kissed contour for my nose and eye area. I feel like I've been including the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint in a lot of videos lately, but it does really deserve the hype. I think it just won the Allure Best of Beauty Award for this year for the best skin tint, and that's quite a saturated category. Now, if you have absolutely no oil in winter time, I think you'd love the Ilia Super Skin Tint Serum Foundation. Unfortunately, I think my dry patches are linked with my hormone levels, just because when I'm pregnant, I get really bad, even discolored dry patches around my mouth area, and this is one of the few products that work. For this demo, I'm mixing the two products. I think the Ilia Skin Tint is also a really great mix-in for drier foundations. And while I have worshipped the Ilia Skin Tint Foundation for a few years now, this is a bit more recent for me. This is the Ilia Stick Foundation. This is a long-wearing skincare-infused complexion stick that's supposed to have a natural finish and medium coverage. I love this so much. It reminds me so much of the Tom Ford Stick Foundation that I believe is discontinued. A winter staple is the Kosas cloudset, which I honestly think is just for winter time. I know a lot of dry skin people love this one, but it just doesn't work the same for me because my preference is the Givenchy or Huda Beauty type of finish. Although, if I have really bad skin, this is the only powder I use. Another recent product that I can't stop using is the Makeup by Mario setting powder. The timing was weirdly perfect because the Givenchy got reformulated, and then this was launched, and everybody has been preferring this over the new version of the Givenchy powder. The OG Givenchy has an edge with the color correction, but this is talc-free and it's still so blurring, and a lot of oily skin people say how great it is for oil control. A product that has stood the test of time is the Fenty Beauty Powder Bronzers. I think for the prestige category, this is one of the best powder bronzers so far. The formula is so smooth and buttery compared to the other prestige bronzers in the market. I definitely feel like this is very, very comparable to other luxury powder bronzers out there. Now, I think this one is everyone's favorite blush, the Patrick Ta Blush Duos. It has a cream and powder formula, and my favorite shade so far is She's the Moment, which is such a unique color story. The innovation that he gave us using cream over powder was just genius, and unfortunately I just don't feel that as much with his other products right now. One of the best shades to be ever created is the Makeup Forever Lip Liner in Endless Cacao. They launched a new waterproof version of this one, but this still holds my heart because this is a multi-use pencil, so you can use this in the eyes, as a contour and on the lips. And again, so many recent favorites here. This is the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve Lip Treatment. I love this for my very dry lips. It is deeply nourishing. I think the most nourishing of all the lip treatments I've tried. And another favorite is the Merit Lip Oils. I know not a lot of people have been talking about this recently, but I still love them. They're the perfect in-between of hydration and pigment. I love using big wands for lip oils, and the only thing is that this has a tiny applicator. I still love it though. I think both of these products are quite nourishing for the dry, cold months. And lastly, the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. I think because I use so much hydration in my products, this doesn't dry me out because it is quite mattifying. This makes my makeup last all day. And that's everything for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye!